Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to my channel Python with Prem. Today I'm going to talk about roadmap to learn Python to become yourself a professional Python developer. So let us quick start with today's topic. So to become yourself a most powerful and a proficient Python developer, you all need to be proficient with all these topics. Here we are going to learn with introduction and basics, operators, conditional statements, branching and looping, collections, functions, oops, file handling, exception handling, regular expressions, modules, and packages. Let us talk brief about all these topics. Introduction and basics. In these topics, we are going to learn about the installation process and the Python 3 Python object. With the Python 3 is an updated version. Then variables, what is variable, printing the functions, taking input from the user, data types. Mainly there are three data types like numerical data type, boolean data type, and character data type. In numerical data type, again we have three types like int, float, and complex. In boolean, we have true and false. Character nothing but the string data type. And type conversion, the converting one type of data into another type of data, like implicitly and explicit data type conversion. Then printing our first from program. So in operators, we have three types like based on operands, based on operations, and based on operators. Before talking these, we'll talk about what is operator. Operators are nothing but symbols or characters which are applied on an operand to get an operations. I hope you got confusion between operations, operators, and operands. For example, let me take a equals to 1, b equals to 2. If I print a plus b, I will get answer as 3. Here, the symbol plus act as operators and the variables a and b we call it as operand, and the whole process what we are getting printing a plus b to get answer 3 we call it as an operation. So now let's talk brief about this. Like based on operands, we have mainly three types like unary, binary, and ternary. And here we will be talking only about unary and binary in Python. And based on operations, we have five types like arithmetic operator, logical operator, relational or comparison operator, assignment operator, and bitwise operator. In special operators, we have membership operator that is in or not in to check the data is member of an array or not, and identity operator to compare the IDs or to check the ID of an operator data like is not. Then we have slicing. So now talk about conditional statement. Conditional statements are often called as control statement because here we will be controlling the flow of execution of our program by setting some condition to it. In conditional statement we have if, else, else if, we use as elif and nested if, that is nothing but condition inside a condition, then math case. So now we'll talk about loops. Loops is nothing but for iteration or to run some program for certain time we will use loops. In loop we have for loop and while loop. Let me say a difference between for loop and a while loop. Like when we know the number of iterations or when you know how many times we need to execute the program, we go with for loop. And we use while loop when we don't know number of iterations or when we don't know the number of times we need to execute the program. It's better to go with the while loop. And in for loop we'll be learning with the range of the function, the for loop, and the nested loop, nothing but loop inside a loop. And to make proficient ourselves in loops, we'll be having some pattern based questions, and we use some keywords like break, continue, pause to add some conditions to the loop. Like break will be terminate from the loop, and continue will continue the loop by skipping the current iterations, and pass to create an empty class function or an empty loop. And also we have else loop. Then coming to while loop. In while loop again we'll learn while loop logic building, series based questions, and again the keywords we will use in the while loop as well. Then nested while loops and some of the pattern based questions to make ourselves perfect in the while loop and loop else. Now let us talk about the collection. The word collection itself says that collecting the data types or a group of elements in an array. In collections we have five types in Python like list, tuple, set, dictionary, and string. We also call it as data structures. So let's talk about some brief about the list. In list, we'll be learning about the list basics, list operators, and the list comprehension, and slicing the list, and some of the list methods like append, pop, clear, reverse. Some of the list inbuilt methods we'll be talking in the upcoming videos. So then coming to tuple, we'll be learning about tuple basics, tuple comprehension, tuple slicing, tuple functions, and tuple inbuilt methods. Then coming to set, we all familiar with the set, like the in set we have learned in our school days, like union of, intersection, difference, symmetric difference, all we will be learning in the set. And coming to dictionary, it's a key value based base. Like in we'll be learning dictionary basics, operations of dictionary, comprehension, and dictionary methods. Now, string. This is also one of the most important thing we will be often using in our projects. And in string, we'll be learning about string basics, string literals. String literals nothing but a sequence of zero or more characters enclosed within single quotes, or double quotes, or triple quotes. Triple quote we will also call it multi-string. And string comprehension, string slicing, string methods. So let's move to functions. Function is one of the most important topic in our Python. In functions, we'll be learning about how to define the function, calling the function, function arguments, default arguments, docstring. Docstring is nothing but use it to document a Python module, a class, or function, or a method, and some of the scope of the function and special functions like lambda, map, and filter. And recursion is nothing but a function calling itself. And we'll be learning functional programming and reference functions. The main advantage of function is its reusability and modularity. So let's move to object-oriented programming language. So once we reach here, we will be like the mid of our Python learning. So we'll be completed with the basics until we complete the functions. Then in OOPS, we will be learning about creation of classes and creating an object to the class, and methods. Methods are nothing but the function defining inside the class, and encapsulation is nothing but binding of the data, and inheritance and its types is nothing but inheriting data from one module to other module or one package to other package. Then abstraction is nothing but hiding the data and providing the functionality of a function. Then polymorphism, the most important, method overloading, method overriding, and operator overloading. Let's move to file handling. This is an advanced concept of Python, like handling the files. Here we'll be learning about file basics, opening the files, then reading, writing, and editing the files, and working with the different extensions of files with the different modes of the files, like append, create. All these modes will be we're learning in the file handling with this statement and closing the files. Then let's move to exception handling. This is nothing but error handling. Here we'll be learning with common exceptions, exception handling, and blocks like try, accept, else, and finally. And these are like whenever we have doubtful codes, we'll be writing those in the try block, and the error we will be handling in the except block. If any error occurs, it will move to the except block, and except block will be executed. And finally, block is not mandatorily be stopped there, and it will be execute every time. And else will be like when we have correct code, and from try to it will move to the else block. Then raising the exception and assertion, all will be learning in exception handling. Then moving to regular expression. Regular expression is nothing but a species of set of strings that matches it. The main advantage of regular expression is code reusability. Here we'll be learning about basic regular expression functions and the patterns and meta characters. That is nothing but a character that has special meaning during pattern processing. And character classes, it is a set of characters enclosed with a square bracket. Now let's talk about modules and package. Modules is nothing but a single file containing Python code. Whatever the Python files, we'll call them as a modules. Then packages is nothing but a collection of modules. Here we'll be learning about different types of modules, inbuilt modules, system modules, statistics, math, string, and importing the random modules and creating our own modules. We'll be learning and building our packages and building our own Python modules and deploying it on Python. Now we will talk about higher order functions. In this module, we will be learning about functions passing as a parameter, functions which gives return value and closure of the function, and decorators, iterators, and most commonly used functions like map, filter, reduce functions. This is all about the roadmap to learn Python to become a professional Python developer. So stay tuned for my upcoming videos where we will be achieving this roadmap. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel, and please stay tuned for further upcoming videos.